This is Rachel Tessman at StampYourArtOut.com, and today I'm going to give you some directions, including tips and measurements, for making a fabulous flip card mini album. I used the circle thinlits die and the label card thinlits die for making my albums. The one that I have completely finished, I use the circle card thinlits die on. Now, if you're not familiar with these dies, you need the Big Shot tool in order to use them. And the Big Shot is a die cutting, embossing, it does lots of different things. It's a fabulous tool, well worth the cost. And what you do is you set up your platform, your cutting mat, then you put your die onto some cardstock, put the other cutting mat on top, crank it through, and it will die cut, it will score, it will emboss. Okay? So let me show you the album real quickly. Got some ruffle stretch ribbon there to hold it shut, and this is the way it opens. Is it not complicated looking? All right. It's fabulous though, and it's a great album to put on display on like a mantle. You can put photos on either side. You could put it on an end table or a coffee table. It's a fun album. All right, so let me give you some tips and some measurements for creating this. The first thing you'll do is you'll take some cardstock quality paper or cardstock. You want the heavy grade type of paper, so a solid colored cardstock or something printed. We have a printed one. It's a designer paper called our Naturals Composition paper. That's what I chose to use. And let me show you the measurements on these scraps here. So on your first one, you're going to cut just under 5.5 inches by 12 inches. So you're going to have a section that's just under 5.5 because you want it to fit into the die, and then you keep it 12 inches long. Do the same thing with another piece. This is our horizontal and this is our vertical, and then you want to strip a couple strips that are about 1/2 inch thick by 12 inches long. Anything that's left over is just scrap. On your second one, you want to keep that horizontal look for these pieces here, but first you're going to cut 3 inches down this side so that you have 3-inch wide by 12-inch strip of your cardstock, and then you'll cut those into 3 sections, which will be 4 inches each. What's left over, you can trim at just under 5.5 inches this way, and then it will end up being 9 inches this way. Same thing with the other piece, and what's left over is scrap. Now, let me take the label card thinlits die and show you what I did to my 12-inch long pieces. Here, we'll do this one first. Okay, so you're going to take and you're going to put in your cardstock into your die. Now this one's already, of course, cut and scored, which will actually help you understand this more. So after you've put this in like that, you're going to run it through your Big Shot, and it's going to cut here, it's going to score here, and these pieces that are left off over the edges are not going to get cut. If they were on this side, if they were completely through on this side like that, they would get cut, but these will not get cut, okay? Instead, the pressure from cranking it through is going to put a score line right there naturally for you. And what you'll get is score lines. Can you see this? Score lines, like there and there, here and here, and then you get the cut here, okay? Your second piece, you'll do the same thing. You're going to put the 2 ends through, and you're going to bring it through the Big Shot. You'll get a score line here, 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 cut lines, and then you're going to add an extra score line after you've die cut it. Okay, oh, I want to show you one other thing. This is very important. When you put both of these 12-inch long pieces through, you have to make sure that your measurement from the edge, the left edge, all the way over to this first area here on your die is 4 inches. So you can see here it goes right up to the 4-inch mark. We'll do that with both pieces. And then you have 2 9-inch marks, or 9-inch pieces left. You're going to do that with one. You're going to put your cardstock through like this. Those little cuts are getting in the way here. You'll make sure that it's 4 inches from the left edge all the way up to where your silver die starts, 4 inches. And it's always from that left edge. Okay? And of course we do have an extra score line that I'm going to give you because these were naturally created by the die. And then your last piece is not going to get cut with the flip card die, the Thinlits die. It's just going to have a couple score lines in it. So let me give you those measurements real quick. All right, this is going to be the cover of your book, and you're going to first score this in at 4 inches. So 4 inches is that that magical number. You'll want to just remember that. So 4 inches, and then you'll do 4 3/4 inches from that left edge. So 4 inches in, 4 3/4. Your second one, remember we had these lines that were naturally created. These score marks were naturally created there, but you're going to add another one at 1 1/8. So this one here will be 1 1/8 inch. Your third one, which is your other 12-inch long piece, does not have any extra score lines put in. And your fourth one, I'm giving them to you in order of how you're going to assemble them here. Your fourth one had these here, but you're going to add an extra one. And from that left edge, it's going to get scored at 8 1/2 inches right here. Where do we put the adhesive when we're putting them together? Okay, we want these two pieces, so our cover and then our first long piece that had the extra score line, we're going to put them together like this. So you're going to put a length of sticky strip here. You're going to keep that cover on the back of the sticky strip. You're going to put some snail right there. And you're going to put them together, making sure that when they are put together, real tight and firm, that none of the edges are getting kitty wampus on you. After you've got that secure, then you can take that off. So this will be stuck on like that, but you can flip it over and peek behind here and flip that off. And I'm going to go ahead and do that step for you. I noticed we're getting a little extra dose of sunshine here, so I took my bracelet off. But here I'm just removing that sticky strip paper, which clings to you, by the way. Just lick it, stick it out of the way, and it'll go away. Okay, so there we go. We've got those two pieces connected. Your next one that you're going to add on, you're going to add on to the 12-inch piece, not the cover piece, and that's your second 12-inch piece, the one that didn't have the extra score mark in it. And you can see here where we're going to put the adhesive. We're going to put sticky strip here and a line of snail there. Okay, and so to line these two pieces up, what I have discovered works best is to make sure that these edges look good, and then to make sure that again these edges are all lined up like that. And when it's all lined up, then you can come back again and you can get your fingernail under there and you can peel that off and set that down. Okay, then your last piece is your 9-inch die cut piece. Same thing with this one. You're going to run your snail adhesive down this edge, flip the whole album over onto itself. And there we go. Starting at this edge, I'm going to show you how to score, or how to fold your score lines. So you're going to do a valley fold, a valley fold, a valley fold, and then a mountain fold. So do you see what I mean there? A mountain fold means that the side of the paper that you're looking at, if you're to set your paper onto your table, it's creating a mountain, or it's creating a valley. It's going down or it's going up. So valley fold, valley, and mountain. And then one more valley fold. Next piece, mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold, valley fold. Your next piece, mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold, mountain fold, mountain fold. And your last piece, mountain and mountain. Okay, how do we assemble this? From this end, it works the best. So you're going to go flip on top of itself. Flip on top of itself. Flip, wrap around to the back, wrap around to the back, wrap around, and there you've got your album. Now to decorate. So for this particular album, I used the circle card Thinlits die. Let me show you all the dies that come with that. So I don't have a smaller circle that fits inside of here, but this shape does. So if you just had the dies, you could use that to add an extra cardstock embellishment over your circle on both sides. Or this punch fits very nicely inside. It's the 2.5-inch circle punch, and that's what I used in my class when we did this at a class. For the other set of dies, this piece, and believe me it does, fits right inside here. So after you've die cut this, this is the piece that's going to go onto the one that I just showed you, the sample that I just showed you. You cut out some cardstock pieces so you can embellish these back to back. Okay? Alright, so that's how that shape gets done. Now if you look at the back side of your album, which does not have the designer paper look on it, it's got the back side of the designer paper, this was stampable. So in class we chose stamps that matched our designer papers that we picked out, and we just decorated with the matching colors. We used early espresso ink and we used baked brown sugar, because this color here on the back is very close to our baked brown sugar color. Here's where your extra 3-inch by 4-inch pieces of designer paper went, and then you've got those strips that we cut out, the 1/2-inch strips. Okay? Then on the other side of your album, we just cut out a couple photo mats. On the front of your album, you're going to put a little title decoration, and then to close it shut, it really helps to have this ruffle stretch ribbon. And this is the baked brown sugar color, so it matches really well. One extra tip before I go. You'll notice on my sample one that I made for you that I kept the die in the same position on each of the 3 die cut pieces. So I kept it towards the top. Now on my finished album, I have it towards the bottom on my second one. So again, this was our 9-inch piece, then our 12-inch piece, then our second 12-inch piece. Now on your second 12-inch piece, if you want to go ahead and do that, you'll just insert your paper, instead of going this way where you see the designer paper on top, is you will take and you will flip your designer paper over. You'll flip it over, and then you'll die cut it like this, so that this is coming in 4 inches, and after it's done getting die cut, you will see that die cut shape on the bottom instead of on the top. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.